Urban legends from every state. The Allendale Train Tunnel. Located in Ellesmere, Kentucky. Legend says an unknown man hung himself from a hook above the tunnel. Some say you can see a ghost swinging inside the tunnel. Others claim that his ghost wanders the tunnels, and that screams can be heard echoing. Someone go investigate this one for me. What state is next?
No, bro! No, what? Dude! What? No.
With everyone visibly placed, I snapped this photo of an unexplained figure behind Aaron. With everyone in the same position seconds later, I take several more photos with no figure, and nobody's shadow is being cast in that area that could possibly cause this figure.
A humanoid, 4-foot frog apparently hangs out on the sides of roads in Loveland at night, and it will stand up on its hind legs, wave a wand over its head, and shoot sparks to deter humans. Scary things found in the ocean. Hiding under one of the bridges of Clinton Road is a ghost boy, but don't worry, he's pretty nice and helpful. If you throw a coin in the river, he'll return it to you.
Legends from every state. The Hatchet house in Portal, Nebraska. Legend says that in the early 1900s, a school teacher went mad and decapitated all of her students and placed their severed heads on each of their desks. She then removed each one of their hearts and threw them off a bridge into a nearby river. The locals call it Heartbeat Bridge. As you walk across the shuddering boards, it sounds like little tiny heartbeats. What state is next?
The Moss Mansion is rumored to be haunted by Virginia Moss, the daughter of the original owner, P.B. Moss. Virginia died of diphtheria at age 5.
Creepiest urban legends from every state. Arizona, the ghosts of the Slaughterhouse Canyon. It began with a story during the 1800s. There was a family that lived down the canyon. They were really poor, so the father had to gather food for them. But one day the father never returned. The family starved and started going mad. One day the mother couldn't stand the children's cries anymore, so she decided to put the wedding dress. Then she killed her children, and she threw them into the river. The next day she died from starvation herself. They say if you go to the canyon today, you can hear the cries of the mad mother.
Scariest urban legends by state. Connecticut, the Wicked Witch of Monroe. Rumors of witchcraft began to follow Hannah when her husband fell over a cliff in an area he knew well. Many believe she had cast a spell that confused Joseph enough to wander into an abyss. Hannah used the rumors as an advantage to get what she wanted out of the fear others had for her. A neighbor was giving out pie slices and refused to give Hannah another piece. She then cursed them so they could never bake a delicious pie again. According to another tale, a young man trespassed on her property to fish for trout. She caught him, cursed him, and he never caught another fish. In 1859, her pet rooster died. Many believed it was her familiar. Hannah then told a neighbor she would die and wanted her coffin carried to her grave by hand. Her neighbor didn't listen and had her coffin dragged on a sled. Her coffin kept falling off until they carried it by hand like she wanted. Moments later, her house mysteriously caught on fire. While buried, it is said that her spirit causes cars to crash, so it is advised not to anger her.
These are amazing, terrifying, scary landmarks right here in the United States. Here we go. One of the first known serial killers in the United States was H.H. Holmes. He confessed to 27 killings but was said to have killed over 27 people. But here's the scary part. He bought a 3-story hotel and completely renovated the inside to be a maze of virtual impossible escapes. Known as the Murder Castle, this is the 2nd floor. He actually built this hotel knowing that it was next to the World's Fair to get easy victims. He would hire different construction workers to do different rooms, different parts of the time, so that they wouldn't catch on to him. He had doors in there that only opened to a brick wall. He had doors that only opened from the outside, and he even had suffocation rooms. He would also make his victims go into a safe that held a person, and he would lock the safe as they suffocated to death. He was apprehended in November of 1894 and sentenced to hanging. His last words were the evil ones. Danza's my sponsor.
Glitches caught on camera, part 2. A video posted back in late 2012 apparently shows a huge glitch in the Matrix. In the video, you see a man on a bike just randomly teleport into frame. So in this video from Russia, a man is being interviewed, when all of a sudden, a cyclist appears in frame and rides his bike away. Some argue that the cyclist was simply just behind the man being interviewed. But I don't know how he could block a full bike. It simply might just be a glitch in the Matrix. Proof that we are living in a simulation. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Like and follow for more videos like this.
This is a terrifying Japanese urban legend called the Girl from the Gap. The Girl from the Gap is a spirit that hides in gaps between doors, drawers, and other furniture, and if you meet eyes with her, she will ask you to play hide and go seek. No matter if you want to play or not, she will immediately vanish after talking about hide and go seek, and the game will begin. She won't kill you the first time, but if you end up running into her again and finding her hiding spot, she will be declared the winner, and once she's declared the winner, she'll pull you in the gap into another dimension, also known as hell. Shortly after pulling you to hell, she will go after her next victim. But the only way that anyone could possibly beat this girl at her own game is if they are horribly blinded by her so that they will never see her again. So basically what I'm saying is, if you want to survive, and I mean truly survive, you should never check the cracks in your house, because if you do meet her gaze, you will not make it back home.
This video was posted onto the True Creepy subreddit in 2019. It's taken by a man who hears a strange noise outside of his window at 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is why you don't stay up till 3 a.m. Like, what is that? It may be under the bridge that's out there. What? What the heck?
Excellent suggestion. This is the legend of the Windigo, a creature that claims the woods of northern North America. The Windigo is usually described as a tall, genderless creature with razor-sharp teeth and no lips. Already a no-go for me. Some Native American lore suggests that the creature has the head of a stag, while other stories describe it as a deformed human seemingly emaciated from hunger. Still not doing it for me. One thing all the stories have in common is the Windigo's insatiable need for human flesh. It's said to be incredibly fast and strong, capable of running across treetops with infinite endurance. And its endless hunger makes this creature relentless, ensuring that its victims can never outrun or escape it. There are two main versions of this creature's origins. One is that it's a physical creature that has always resided in the northern forests of North America. The second is that the Windigo is a spirit that possesses the souls of greedy and selfish people, turning them into cannibalistic monsters. Other versions say you can become a Windigo by simply dreaming of one. While this legend is said to originate from people's fear of starvation and exposure, there's a very real condition called Windigo psychosis, which is even more terrifying than the Windigo itself.
If you think you haven't heard any crazy stories from Fresno, prepare for this one, because there's video evidence. Back in the late 90s/early 2000s, weird sightings of a strange cryptid have been seen around Fresno, California. However, in 2007, a surveillance video caught these strange creatures on camera with really long legs and small heads. I'm gonna be inserting the video in like 2 seconds, so you have been warned. The show Fact or Faked actually did an episode on these creatures to see if they were real or not. These professional paranormal investigators could find no evidence that this was faked in any sort of way. They deemed these creatures to be completely unexplainable, and some people even call them the protectors of the forest. What makes these creatures super eerie is the fact that we don't even know what they stemmed from, what their origin story is, where they came from, what they are, why they exist. But they do continue to pop up around this area, so if somebody was faking this, they would have to be really persistent. Don't forget to comment your hometown so you can be featured in the next Urban Legends video.
If this creature knocks on your door on Halloween, make sure you give it candy. 2 years ago, all the inhabitants of a small town went missing except for a young girl named Tara. When police asked her where everyone went, she told them that there was some type of monster with large horns that went door to door asking for candy, but that her town had stopped giving out candy on Halloween. She watched as each time a family didn't fill up the creature's pillowcase with candy, it dragged them into the river behind the town. Tara later said that she was the only one who survived because she had a small Snickers bar her teacher had given her, and she offered it to the creature, who nodded, patted her on the head, and went back to the river without her.